What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, everybody, and a happy Memorial Day weekend to you. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I'm your host and the producer of this show. And I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome everybody that's in our Zoom room. We already got going with some wonderful poetry from Meredith. You're going to hear from her in a little bit. Met Lloyd and Michael and Katrina. And I want to welcome everybody watching on all the different Facebook groups and pages. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer, who arranged for us to go out to as many as 100 different Facebook groups and pages. Also, a big thank you to Alan Steinfeld for putting us on his YouTube channel on New Realities Television. And we especially want to welcome our friends watching on Unify. And it's especially fun on Unify because people from all over the world. Last night I noticed on Unify we had people from Bolivia, Australia, India. So wherever you are, let us know where you are geographically. It's really fun to see who you are, what your name is, and where you are geographically. And if you want to more easily interact with us, come on into our Zoom room. It's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and register. And you can register for free. There's a promo code, which is New Friend. So globalpeacetribe.com, click register, and use the promo code of New Friend. And you're going to get the links to all of our shows every Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. We tackle a topic and we explore it. And this weekend, our topic is the RelaxPansion Festival. Yep. The pandemic is winding down. We're kind of making our way, and we finally are coming back together for concerts, festivals, and the chance to be together live. Now, this show was originally birthed as Saturday Night Alive, and then I changed the name to The Awakening World, and it grew out of the pandemic. It was a response to the pandemic when we were all stuck at home, and it was a way to connect everybody, and we'll continue to do our shows, but boy, it sure is going to be fun to meet each other. And so I want to meet everybody watching in Ashland, Oregon, the last weekend of June, because that's when the RelaxPansion Festival is going to be happening. And you can give me a hug, but more important, you can listen to Jamishka play music. You can listen to Meredith do poetry. You can meet Lloyd and all sorts of amazing, wonderful people. So we're all about celebrating the return to concerts and festivals. And I want to introduce you to some of the people that are going to be with us tonight. First and foremost, of course, is Lloyd Barde. He is who put together the RelaxPansion Festival. You have been getting to know him hopefully over the course of the weekend. He's my co-host and colleague and collaborating partner this weekend. And Lloyd is awesome, and I'm noticing everybody loves him because he does so much for musical artists. By the way, Lloyd's the one on the left. The one on the right is Katrina, his wonderful dear friend, who's a very big part of the RelaxPansion Festival this year. So, welcome, Lloyd and Katrina. You saw them last week. You've seen them a few times on our show. It's Jamishka. And Jamishka has rapidly become one of our absolute favorite musical artists. They are going to play a couple of songs for us. And you never know what's going to come out because I don't know how two people can create so many unique sounds, but they pull it off. And so we got more Jamishka tonight. And we're going to have poetry from this wonderful woman. This is Meredith Heller, and she's going to bless us with some poetry. So we're excited about that. And we're going to also hear from a beautiful man that we were just talking to in the Zoom room. This is Michael Allen, and Michael is going to bless us with some of his wisdom. So we're excited about that. And hey, you all remember Josh Jaffe? He's been on the show a few times. We love Josh. And he's a big part of RelaxPansion. He's going to play a couple songs for us tonight. So we're excited about that. Um, and we also are going to see Pollyanna Bush. And again, Pollyanna, you remember her from Saturday Night Live. She was been on the show a couple times. She was even a guest on my Sacred Sunday show once. So Pollyanna is back with us because she's also a big part of the RelaxPansion Festival. And we're also going to hear from Max Ribner, a beautiful musical artist. So we've got a really special show scheduled. Um, I'm going to go to you, Lloyd, and give you a chance just to, for anybody who doesn't know yet, tell us a little bit about the RelaxPansion Festival.
Well, this isn't my first dog and pony show. Um, I managed to produce, or as I like to say, conduct about 300 concerts over the course of 15 or 20 years, mostly in Marin County, and with several of the artists that are here tonight and have been mentioned and have been continually on Scott's various shows, and some major artists. You know, I got to work with Deva Premal and Miten and Jennifer Barazan and Tina Malia and on and on and on. And some really interesting big shows like Bella Gaia. And that's where I learned to apply my two values are friendship and music. And that's where they meet. Because along the way, I made a decision. From now on, only work with friends. It makes a huge difference. You're already linked and united. And when making agreements and looking at the numbers, making decisions, you know you're on the same team, the same side, and then soon there are no more sides. And so to create a whole festival with speakers and presenters and a visionary art gallery, I'll share about that later, that was just a visionary art. It came to me and I saw a strange shaped gallery. And then we have a vendor village we call the Artisan Vendor Village, where people are bringing their wares and their gifts and their beauty. And it's going to be a wonderful offering to wander and wade through. We took a place at Jackson Wellsprings where this is being held. And Apple Island, we have turned into Tea Island, where there will be tea service all day long. And there's RelaxPansion After Hours, where we have some of the best DJs I've ever heard. 2 sets per night. And then in the Casbah tent, which is pretty much legendary, there will be after hours fireside music. Jamishka, I think they're going to be opening the first fireside evening and probably come back for the next 2. But this is more of an open mic chance to share. And I was able to create another brilliant idea. We have a house band, and Josh Jaffe is one of the house band members. And the house band might be the best band at the festival because they come to play with any of the artists that want them. So when Donna DeLore flies up from Topanga Canyon, she doesn't have to bring her artists. They cost a lot of money. It's a lot of travel. She gets to use the house band, and I pay the house band because these are musicians who deserve to be valued. and it includes Al Torrey, probably the best guitar player in the history of Oregon, and Jared May, everybody's favorite bass man, played with Tina Malia for years and will be at the show with Simrit. And some of the house band members, like Joss, get to create their own set. So this is just another thing where we're all in a swirling bowl of togetherness and respect. And that's where it is created from. And it is a vision that's now coming to life. And seeing speakers last night that shared beautifully from their hearts about their gifts, it's coming to life for me. It's no longer, 20 pads of details. Like, help.
We're almost there, only 4 weeks. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to hear Joss play a little bit later,
Yeah.
but we are going to open the show. We always open with dynamic music, and there's nobody more dynamic than Pollyanna Bush. I love this woman.
So true.
And many of you remember her. You've seen her on the show before, but for anyone new, Pollyanna is a Bay Area award-winning singer, songwriter, recording artist, music educator, and spiritual leader. She does amazing vocal training for people, and her mission is to encourage and inspire people to use this sacred act of singing and music making as an expression of love, emotional healing, and transformation. And she does it so beautifully. So it's great to have Pollyanna back. Looking forward to seeing you live in 4 weeks at RelaxPansion, but we get to now hear from you tonight, and thank you for kicking off our show, Pollyanna.
Thank you so much for having me, Scott. It's great to be back amidst your creation, your beautiful wizardry, bringing so many incredibly powerful and inspired beings together to awaken the world. And I love the name change of your show. I haven't been on your show since you changed it, The Awakening World, which the song that I want to share is called Walk Into Your Future. And I love in the beginning of the show where you're talking about how you were a part of it. Like, we are so much a part of it. And that's such a big part of my message, which is to encourage people to knowing and to diving into the presence of their own beauty and their own power to create the awakening world, right? And that what is each person's part. So I'd love for us, as this song is, as I'm singing this song, for you to just breathe into your heart and really, like, what is the vision that you are creating right now? What lights you up? What is the awakening world for you? And to create that, and we create that together, it's a very powerful thing to do. And we are more powerful than we realize. So I invite you to breathe with me. Deep breath. Be very present. Deep breath. Come into your heart. My dear one, you open your eyes, look out upon the world and see a new sunrise. Those thoughts pounding in your head, just a broken recording. Time to think new thoughts instead. And the sound that you hear is your soul beckoning to awaken from this dream. Drop the cloak from your past, cross the river with me to a new destiny, and walk into your future, your beautiful creation. Walk into your future, oh, sampling of what will happen in the Casbah at the RelaxPansion festival, where we do some circle singing. I like to call it soar sing. S-O-A-R, sing. Get it? Soar sing. Come on, Jeff, come on over. So what I'm gonna do, if we were standing, imagine we're standing in a circle and I'm in the center, and I'll come around to your section, and the first part is this. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. Try that with me. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. Oops. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. So that's one option, right? If we were in the circle, your section would just continue to sing that part. Here's the next part. Shine a light. Okay, so we go. Shine a light, my love. Shine on my light. Shine it on the world. Shine on my love. Shine on my light. Shine it on the world. Now Jeff's gonna keep that going. Shine on my light. Shine on my love. Shine it on the world. Shine, shine. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. Now say y'all. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. I awaken the world with my love, with my light. Yeah. We awaken the world with our love, with our love, with our light. We awaken the world with our love, with our light. Yeah, we do. Shine your light, awaken the world. So important. Shine that love. With our light. We awaken the world with our love, with our light. One more time. We awaken the world with our love, with our light. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you for singing, and deep breaths in, just drinking the nourishment of that song. Music is such medicine, right, for the soul. This is my beautiful being pal here, Jeff Owens, amazing writer, conductor, dream musician, audio technician, all the above. So thank you for singing with me.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, Pollyanna. And that really it's just we could get that little taste of what it's going to be like to all be together where we can actually hear each other, because of course we had to keep ourselves muted. But it was still beautiful to see you creating that circle. And I want to remind everybody that Pollyanna is wonderful at helping people really access their voice. And so you can get her albums and all things Pollyanna by going to her website, pollyannabush.com. And when you first come to the website, it's going to give you an opportunity to put in your email address. I already did that, so that's why it's not popping up. But definitely join her email address because she's going to have a pre-recorded series so that if you want to learn how to build your passionate singing, you can do that in your own pace. So tell us a little bit about that program that's going to be offered, Pollyanna.
It's the online course called The Empowered Singer, and it's an 8 module course that you can take step by step with me teaching pre-recorded lessons, a step-by-step approach, and you'll find out through that actually singing is for everyone, that everyone can learn how to sing. And once you have the step-by-step approach and little exercises and assignments to do, that you'll find yourself building and your voice and building that strength and confidence in singing. So, and be able to sing the songs that you love and open your heart and feel empowered, because I found that the more people sing, the more empowered they feel. That's been my experience in working with folks. So lots of really fun modules on there, great materials for homework, journaling ideas, guidance for beginning improvisation and singing, and also guidance in a sound singing vocal journey for healing. So applying the voice as a healing modality, which of course so many traditions for so many years have known. And it's just, a lot of fun. I had so much fun making the course, and you will have access to me through email if you have questions as you go through the course. So that way I can help, unwind any issues you might be having there, if something you're having a hard time solving. So I'm excited about it. This is the first time I've done something like that. I've done online teaching a lot and did a 6-month course last year, which was live. And this is the first time you get to have a course that you get to follow along at your own pace.
Great. Well, it's all at PollyannaBush.com. Pollyanna, thanks for getting us off to such a great start. It's a reminder of what a special soul you are. And I look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks in Ashland, Oregon.
It's going to be so much fun. Thank you for having me, Scott. And thank you, Lloyd, for your creation. I'm just so excited about it. I've been looking forward to it for the last, how long we had to put it off. So now we get to meet in person and enjoy each other's company. I'm just excited.
We have a lot of history, you and I.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share really briefly because I know we're on a beautifully relaxed timeline. So Pollyanna had the Marin Street Choir, and I was a big fan and a friend, and I'd come watch her, and I was just always there, sitting right up front, these amazing creations. And Pollyanna said, well, why don't you join the street choir? I said, oh no, I can't sing. And she said, well, maybe you can and you just don't know it. So she's the only person in the world I would go to an audition with, and she had me sing, which was terrifying. And I took a few lessons and I joined the street choir. We did these fabulous creations in nursing homes and in places in Fairfax. It was the best. I was sorry when it ended after about a year. And then Pollyanna and her partner at the time, Raz Kennedy, sang at our wedding, the very one that Michael was the officiant at. And we just have so much incredible history and deep, abiding friendship. And those are just highlights. Oh, and then you did the concert that I was able to produce, and it was Pollyanna singing the songs of Laura Nyro and Joni Mitchell and Carole King. Yeah, wow. It was uptown and upbeat and so totally delivered. It was a full house, and the piano was singing right along with it. So there's just 3 highlights in this grateful history.
Beautiful. And you guys have the Fairfax connection.
Yep.
Pollyanna is Fairfax, you're Fairfax alumni. So, well, beautiful. Thank you, Pollyanna.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And
For
see you in
joining me.
Ashland. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Lloyd, and I think you've got another wonderful person that you're going to introduce for some poetry.
Oh, yes. Well, Meredith is such a great friend, and we kind of met in passing at Sunday morning Sweat Your Prayers in Sausalito and around town and through mutual friends. And then she came strolling into a class that my wife Deborah and I taught for years, called Calling in the One. And Meredith came a calling. She was serious and she was ready to let it all out and let it
I did
all.
call in the one at that class.
Yes.
You know who I called in?
Who?
Me.
Oh, that's right. That's the whole idea. That's why we had to change the name of it to Saying Yes to Love, because you're really not calling anybody. But regardless, on about the fourth of maybe 8 classes, Meredith came in owning the place. She said, I'd like to share a poem. And she shared a poem that just blew everybody away. She might remember it because this was some time ago. But regardless, it spurred a whole career of creating poetry books and finding your new home out of the madness of Marin, and to really, from my viewpoint, to completely come home, land in yourself, and wear that smile as a natural view. And so to have you here today, to have you coming to Ashland to offer, I call it a poetry dive, but I think it's much, much more.
I think it's a poetry rise.
Yeah, but it's a swan dive.
Yeah.
And so without any more time taken up by me, I'm going to introduce you, all of you out there and all of us, to Meredith Heller, very dear friend.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy to see you. I can't wait to see you in person in a couple of weeks. And I'm really, really like deep down in my marrow, I'm so happy that you're bringing poetry, because poetry is having this rebirth right now. And it's such an incredible portal for us to be present with ourselves. What's happening right here with me in this moment? What am I feeling? What am I perceiving? What am I experiencing within myself and around me? And how am I moved deeply by what's happening so that I'm full and need to spill into expression? And so the kind of poetic writing that I lead people through really invites people to show up and be willing to discover what we didn't yet know that we knew, but we do. And when we reach these moments in our writing, this is when it becomes really alive. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing this at the festival. And we're going to do embodied poetry. I just finished teaching this amazing 6-week course for the Institute of Poetic Medicine called Body Language. And we allowed each different body part and different body area to have a voice and tell us and share a story. What are you keeping in that left shoulder? What happens when you let go in your belly? And what are the words? What's the story that wants to be expressed, that wants to be voiced, and that wants to be witnessed? So we'll be doing some of that and some group poems. And I'm so excited. So So I would love to share a poem. I think this might be the one I that you're thinking of. Maybe or maybe not, but I think this might be the one. I was searching my files to figure out which one it was. So this is called At 9 Years Old. And it's a coming of age poem about when my muse first found me. And what I hope to do with this piece is inspire people to listen inside to how their creativity communicates with them. And once you hear that, to respond. And from there, to make something and to be involved in the creative process. Life is creativity. And when we jump in to creativity, we attune ourselves with the life force and come home. So, at 9 years old, I grew up right outside of Washington, D.C., and we used to go on these all-day walkabouts through the city. So that's the setting for this. At 9 years old, I rule the world, skipping through the grass along the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. on an impossibly humid day in late August. My mother leading the way on one of her epic walkabouts, a bohemian cheerleader in pigtails and bell bottoms, tipsy on life, singing a song only she knows. And my sister sulking behind us, overwrought and angry, fighting the world for my mother's undivided attention, which none of us will ever receive. And I, elven-hearted and porous, dunk my head into the fountain and hold my breath until the world and the war and the heat drain away. And in that cool, dark emptiness, a single thread of melody rises and whispers itself into my left ear like a vow. I come up for air, whipping my hair in an arc of splintered light, and I am humming, raw and incandescent.
Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful.
So we'll be doing some great dives and rises at the RelaxPansion Fest with poetry and embodying poetry. What do we feel? How do we name it? And then how do we find and shape and sculpt with the words and our voice so that we bring somebody else into our experience? And in coming into ours, they know their own experience. And in that way, we all resonate and feel our community, our uniqueness, our sameness.
Beautiful. Meredith, thank you so much. It's great meeting you.
You too.
And looking forward to seeing you in person. And of course, hopefully we're all going to be there. But I recognize a lot of people aren't going to make it to the festival that watch the show. But they can still gain wonderful things. So I want to share with people a couple of ways you can get more of Meredith Heller. Her website is meredithheller.com. And she's written several books. We'll take a look at those in a moment. But you're also doing workshops writing by heart. I love that. Your heart knows the way. So tell us a little bit about your summer poetry Zen Bones that's coming up.
Zen Bones is my summer workshop. It's going to be July 6th through August 3rd. It's a 5-week workshop, and we will do beautiful body mindfulness so that we write from this organic place of experiential felt feeling, rather than from this mental place, oh, this is what I should say, this is what I want to say, but from this place that's even deeper and richer, where you don't even know what you're going to say or write until you do. And we will write in class. And then this workshop, usually we just do generative writing, where we're generating writing. But in this summer workshop, we're actually going to practice editing and boiling our poems down to the essence, down to the shining bones. And it really just to do this kind of work, it brings your whole life like, what is it I really want to say? What is it I really need to say? What is the essence of what I'm communicating? Oh, this is what I want you to know. And it's like this holographic, holistic thing that just puts you into true. So we're going to be doing that. And
Fantastic.
yeah, and I've stopped open. So
and you can also get her books. She's got several books. I love this. Write a poem, save your life. That's a guide for teenagers, teachers, and writers of all ages. You can get that on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound. And the Yuba Witch and River Spells. You're going to be right where I am. I'm in Nevada City right now, and you're going to be here all summer long. And you clearly love the river. And so all things Meredith Heller exist at meredithheller.com. And what a joy to meet you. What a passionate soul you are. And Lloyd, you did it again. Amazing, amazing person that you brought on board. Thank you so much.
I just have 2 things to say. That was definitely the poem.
I knew it.
I knew it. I knew it from the first 3 words and the end. And so I wrote a poem in response. And it goes like this. Not a getting or a having, a simple receiving, this expanding into your mirror pool, deeper than you know, light and illuminated.
Beautiful.
More to come.
Well, thank you, Meredith. Thank you, Lloyd. Lloyd's got several other people to introduce, and we're already 20 minutes behind schedule. But it's going to be that kind of a show. We just have a lot of wonderful things happening tonight. I want to briefly kind of let our Global Peace Tribe audience know that I'm still kind of reflecting on what to do this summer. I've loved doing the Awakening World 3 times a week, and it's a lot of work, of course. And I want to start traveling a little bit more. So your feedback would be very, very valuable in terms of how available are you going to be even for Zoom shows on the weekends? Because maybe we're all going to be at concerts and festivals. So for those of you that are already registered, send me an email. Let me know what you'd like to see happen, how often you want to see the Awakening World, how available you're going to be. I noticed that, we get every week I get lots of letters from people saying, oh my God, I love your show. And I also know that there's a lot going on and we're all maybe getting a little zoomed out. So I want to get your feedback. And there are a couple of ways that you can support us. The best way is to donate. And I'm going to bring up our little document here. You can take your camera and take your cell phone, your camera, and just go right up to that Q code, and it'll lead you right into the donate button. And your donation really helps because there's a lot that goes into making these shows. And so would love your donations. Or you can just go to supportgpt.com. supportgpt.com. Now, I know for sure I'm going to continue to do some Awakening World shows over the summer, but I'm still kind of in the determination of how many, how often. So again, your feedback would be helpful. Love to get your feedback and love to get your donations. And it is tax deductible. So thank you very much for that. And then one last way you can support us is if you buy things through Amazon, sign up for their Smile program and donate to us. We come in under Unify the World. We partner with Unify. Many of you are watching us on Unify right now. And we also collaborate with them on Amazon Smile. So join the Amazon Smile Partner Program. And then every time you order on Amazon, we get a little percentage of that. And that helps. And it adds up. A lot of people are getting stuff from Amazon these days. So that's a wonderful way to support us. So thank you for watching. And if you do enjoy the show, share it out. Invite your friends. Because we are always growing. And the Global Peace Tribe is you. It's all these wonderful artists and people that you get to see. And it's also you. So thank you very much. And now I'm going to bring Lloyd back on because we've got somebody that I really dig that's next up on our agenda, and to tell you a little bit more about the fantastic Jamishka. You heard me wax poetic about them last week, and you'll hear me wax poetic about them tonight. But let me bring up Lloyd to introduce them. You're on, Lloyd.
Yes. Well, this is a dynamic, artistic, ingenious duo that I don't know all that well, but I have seen and experienced them on the same stage in the Casbah that we will be placing them at RelaxPansion Fest. And Ishka, she just pulled me right in. I didn't know where I was going, and I was sitting in her booth, observing in delight, going, this is a person that's got magic that I really want to know. I want to find out more. And I know I don't have to do anything in order to do so. So there was a great connection. And when I started to put together the Visionary Art Gallery, I was absolutely certain of the invitation that I was going to put forth. But I had no idea about the education I was going to receive. Because as a conductor, I just listen. And I walk out on stage, there's a music stand, and I have a little baton, and I go like this, ding, ding, and then I go like this, because everybody already knows what to do. And that's how I create the festival. But in the discussion of where artists fit on the value meter, it was so great to listen. There was no room for opposition because I'm a disarmed individual. I don't really enjoy opposing. So I got schooled in the best way. And so we created an agreement so that we all receive what we wish for. And so it makes this introduction even more poignant, and what's going to happen in just a few short weeks. I hope they're a little bit longer than short, but nevertheless, I know the music is extraordinary. And everyone that I come around, I say, look at this art. Because it's magical and whimsical and delightful and dimensional and exquisitely deep. And I'm getting a nod of agreement from the other half.
Absolutely.
Peace.
All right, take it away, Jamishka.
Thank you. Thank you, Lloyd. We're going to sing a little something, then we can maybe talk a little bit more after. Yeah, my ya, yeah, my ya, yeah, my ya, my ya. yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah. In the face of your beauty, I fall in love once again. It is you who reminds me of the state that I'm in, that I am fragile, that I am strong. It's in your waters that I truly belong. With every wave crashing down, you touch the air that I breathe and take on back to the ground. All I do not need, you demystify me, you demystify me like floating autumn leaves. Any heavy energy falls down, 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 falls down, down, down. Yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah. I am free of confusion, free of mind's illusions. When the deep blue in you fills the deep blue in me, pour into me, out of me, pour out of me, into me, pour into me, out of me, pour out of me, into me, pour. Yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah. As a pillar of salt, I stand, a tribute to dry ocean lands. I draw the waters from within once again. I sway as the green of her hair does sway in the tide pools of a crimson bay. Yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, yeah, my, yeah, my, yeah. In pools of your Laramie, wisdom is never foreign. Pools of your Laramie, wisdom is never foreign. Pools of your Laramie, wisdom is never far. I will be there where the raindrops splash. I'll be naked and bare inside a lightning flash, with my hands raised and my face ablaze. I'll be dancing in praise. A living shaman stomping out the hay, singing creation. With every fibrillating body quake, these hips and feet and hands can make. With every fibrillating body quake, these hips and feet and hands can make. With every fibrillating body quake, these hips and feet and hands can make. Yamma, 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 yeah. 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 Yamma, 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 yeah.
Wow. This incredibly multi-talented duo, there are so many things they do that are amazing. We're going to take a look at their artwork in a little bit. But I want to right off the bat just direct you to the website. And it's Jamishka, which is a combination of James and Ishka. And if you take a look at their website, you get just a little bit of taste of just how unique they are. They bring together magic, theater, music, obviously incredible instrumentation, unique vocals, all sorts of wonderful things. And they're available in many different ways. This is a great website. They have a lot of videos that are available. Please, everybody, make sure you put in your name, your email address so that they can stay in touch with you. And then she's an incredible artist, and you've got happening right in Ashland a reception coming up where you're going to provide some of your artwork and also provide music. Tell us about what that's all about and what that's going to be.
Yeah, so as things are starting to open up for a lot of places and for us, yay! We've been spending a lot of time in Southern Oregon, collaborating on some projects up here. We're typically based in Berkeley, but we thought that it'd be really wonderful to just, start getting out into the community here and start meeting people and start connecting with a lot of folks we know here who we haven't seen for a while.
And that don't know that we're here sometimes. Sorry if you're one of those people. We love you all, and we'll say hi for real in person soon.
Yeah, and I connected with Willow at the apothecary, and we thought it would be really wonderful to do an art show there. And we have the reception this next Saturday, and I believe Lloyd said he might be stopping by to come on over, and we'll be sharing about RelaxPansion there as well.
Like a pre-party.
Yeah, I'm going to have a
Another
lot of
pre-party.
lovely pieces of art up. I'll have some originals, some beautiful framed prints, and also some of the invocations that I've been creating and co-creating with the art pieces to share with everyone too. And that show will be up for 3 months. But next Saturday is when we'll be doing the reception, and we're also going to play some music.
We couldn't be more delighted to come back to the Wellsprings, where we have shared music and art for many different generations of events and festivals, and so much family involved. Almost everyone we see on the list, almost everyone we see here is all people that we've been around before. Lloyd, we haven't gotten to spend too much time together, but we've been dancing around each other for a long time. And it's really nice to get to know you better now and to be a part of this.
Elder Apothecary is the hub.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I feel that
Not that
so
old, it's under a
strongly.
year, and it's
We
such
thought it was a good place to start.
goddess event for the entire community.
Yeah, we're excited to spend some time there and
Well,
weave our magic
guys-
there together.
You guys have us. I'm going to move us forward, but we're going to get more Jamishka a little bit later on in the show. And I just love you guys. You are
Right
two of my
back.
absolute favorite artists,
Much
and I know
love.
our audience loves you too. So thank you, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
Yeah. All right, Lloyd. It's now kind of the Lloyd show for a little bit because you're going to introduce Katrina and then Max. So and it's all happening right there in your living room. So take it away, brother.
You got it. Well, I thought last night was good. We've got tomorrow morning too. So moving right along, making up for the fact that you can't possibly lose time. Katrina is right here with me, Katrina Parsons. And we've had a short but illustrious relationship of recognition, which is the best way to begin. And this happened at the last RelaxPansion Fest, which is going to be 3 years ago soon. And then subsequently at the Beloved Fest up in Northwest Oregon. And there was just this thing of, oh, I see you. You're kind of awesome. And I see how you show up and the role that you play in service on a full equilibrium of, I got this, and if I don't know, I'll figure it out. So you can imagine how attractive that was to me in realizing on so many levels, I need help to pull off this one, because this is bigger than all of us, truly. And so with a couple of years of non-contact during the giant pause button, I reached out and said, are you able, willing, and excited to come in as key staff and help me, help bring the vision forth? And the skills and number of ways that Katrina can show up. She's done everything anyone could ever do at festivals. And without having a single focused position, it's everywhere evident. It's tuning in. There's something needed over there. I know I need to go show up here. I need to make sure the speakers are all staying on track and that we're getting enough people to drop in with Pollyanna's singing and Meredith's poetry, and to just provide coverage. The other helpers, the so-called dream team, which it is, think their goal is to get Lloyd on a blanket sitting with his friends. It's a possibility. Without further ado, my friend Katrina Parsons.
Thank you so much, Lloyd, dear friend, and thank you for this warm welcoming. I'm so honored to be a part of the awakening world. It's beautiful. It's just, all the energy zooming through tonight. I'm truly feeling so awakened, and it's just jubilee in the air. It's exciting. And yeah, it's such an honor to help you, Lloyd. Like, feeling like you said, that recognition, that real soul recognition, to be surfing the waves of life together in that divine alignment frequency. And that festival world, we all love it so much. There's no place I feel more at home and rejuvenated and alive together in the richest communities. We all come together, and there's a lot to balance to make it happen. And I'm so glad you can receive, and you're such a beautiful conductor. And it's always been my nature to see really what needs to happen to allow things to flow cohesively in the intricate weaving of this design and co-weaving. And yeah, the dream team would really love to see you get to RelaxPansion into this event while it's actually unfolding in live time. I think we can achieve that. We're all going to really enjoy it out there, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you for seeing me and all of the roles I've played out at Beloved when I was director of First Impressions out there, really just making sure everybody was happy. And you recognize that I fit into this RelaxPansion realm. Yeah. So I'm always out there available to everybody to make sure everybody's receiving the energy they need and want to make things flow. And I'm super happy to get this inside scoop. So much going on from, this is what, as you say, 3, 4, maybe even 5 ring circus. With the main stage, of course, all of the amazing performers. I was taken aback, really shocked at the beautiful lineup you have called in, and I'm not surprised, of course, as they all say, everyone loves you, Lloyd. But really bringing in some spectacular performers and presenters, and such depth that we all get to share out there, and such play as well, and beautiful balance in the Cosba at night and during the day with presenters in the community room. And there's like a zone and I think 44 different vendors bringing local and artisan goods and crafts sharing. So I'm so excited to share with everybody. Counting down the days, just a few weeks, June 24th. Wow. First day.
That's really soon.
Woo woo, yeah. But we're in the RelaxPansion zone, flowing outside the space-time continuum with it. making sure it all happens just beautifully. Amen. Thank you, brother. And thank you all so much for sharing.
And what's cool is Katrina, instead of promoting her website or whatever she's doing, she wants to promote RelaxPansion. So again, everybody, this is the website. Go to RelaxPansion. That's RelaxPansion.com, and take a look at all the artists, and of course, most of all, take a look at everything that's going to be happening, and then buy your tickets. And the tickets are so incredibly inexpensive, considering, I mean, look at that. The full weekend with camping, like maximum price, full weekend, 3-day pass with camping on site is only $345. So meet us there. And I've been to Jackson Well Springs many times. I've attended other festivals there. It's a great location. There's hot springs right there. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. So thank you, Katrina, for your wonderful support of Lloyd and helping to make it happen. And Lloyd, I think you got another buddy right there that you're about to introduce to play some music.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
You may not know the name, but you may. This is Max Ribner. And
what's up, family?
Hey, Max is a road warrior, and he has played with so many people. And I first saw him at Jackson Well Springs at a festival called In Lakesh, where I met Max and I met Elijah, and I fell in love with Ashland and Medicine for the People for over a decade, on and off and all over the place. And I don't know your resume, but I know it's wide and varied and very high. And so having Max here, our home we call the Relax Mansion, where RelaxPansion was invented. And having Max here for a week has been total delight. And so we've been able to drop in deeply and imagine and continue to create at the highest level this gathering. And he's given us some really good Instagram tips, and you'll get to meet the assistant producer, Milo's son. Come say hi. He's going to sit in with Max during the music parts.
Hello, everybody.
This is Milo.
Hey, I'm Milo. In the house.
In the house.
Welcome aboard. Hey, guys.
Whole family here.
So I'm going to move a little out of the way so we can get these.
Are we going in?
We're going in.
We want music?
We want music.
All right. So here's
Oh my God! And there's more. There's a guitar player coming out of the woodwork. It's like all the clowns coming out of a Volkswagen at the circus.
This is Casey House. Casey House lives at the Relax Mansion.
And Casey House does amazing artwork and flyers and makes all things happen in that way.
The whole website, which
Casey is famous.
yeah, proud conductor. All right.
So everyone, I usually travel with a band, sometimes 50 people with strings and choir. But
Wow.
Tonight we'll talk more about that later with First Language. But I heard this beautiful group, Little Puffin, who's performing at the festival as well. And I said, hey, you want to come sing a song? I don't know if we can top that last performance. What was their name again? Jamishka. And also those chops. Wow. But anyways, music's all about sharing, right? It's about sharing our gifts. And that's what this song is. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the gifts you bring. You inspire me to sing. Just like that dog right there. All right, ready? So let's get that beatbox first round. 1, 2, 1. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. Gifts you bring. Thank you for the gifts you bring. Yeah, you inspire. You inspire me to sing. Inspire me to sing. One more time, here we go. Thank you for this day. Moment. Thank you for this moment. Gifts you bring. Thank you for the gifts you bring. You inspire. You inspire me to sing. Inspire me to sing. One more time, here we go. Thank you for this day. for this moment. Gifts you bring. Thank you for the gifts you bring. You inspire me to sing. Inspire me to sing. Break it down.
So you've really got to smile as life squirts lemon juice directly in your eye. A wink for laughing angels and a nod for warning signs. You've really got to sigh as life stares like waiting dogs so deeply in your eye. A kiss for its forehead and a treat for it in time. You've really got to cry as life takes you on a ride, but one day honks and waves goodbye the many roads you love to drive. You've really got to try. As life's way of teaching learns the lessons from inside. Don't curse the lemons and ask why. Just move on to chopping onions for another chance to cry. You've really got to smile. Woo!
Everybody said, thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the gifts you bring. You inspire me to sing. Inspire me to sing. One last time. Let's see. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. Gifts you bring. Inspire me to sing. Inspire me to sing. Everybody said 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 inspire me to sing. One more time said inspire me to sing. Three more times said inspire me to sing. Two more times said inspire me to sing. Last time said inspire me to sing. Yeah. Party in the house.
Well, now that was fun. That was definitely fun. All right, now you've been keeping me waiting for a long time, Max. I got to know what is first language.
All right, wow. How do we even come from that? My heart's pumping right now. Woo! I wish we could say give a hand for everyone here, but we're here. Yeah. Big hand.
Absolutely.
So literally, first language. Wow. And this was our main song, by the way, just because, maybe we'll jam afterwards, but I can talk more just to be honoring of the time.
Okay.
First language is a record. Being born a miracle, still here a miracle. This is about 8 years of steadfast blood, sweat, and tears.
And Max, you're gonna have to talk closer to the microphone because you're a little soft. We want to have the complete. Maybe move him up right near.
Coming in. He's in.
That's better. There we go. We want the complete Max experience. Wow, look at that art too.
So, I'm not going to talk for 50 minutes, but with the story of first language, I'm going to do my best. First language is how we're all connected and threaded via sound. When our mother sings to us, we're all imprinted with vibration. And so that concept came in really strong 4 years ago, but I started writing this record 8 years ago. And I think you had the screen up. Yeah, you can find it online under my name, Max Ribner, and first language. And it's a living and breathing now experience. A lot of artists on here, I'm sure you know, we're trying to figure out how to put out art in today's age and all the chaos. And what we've discovered, not only through joy, but also grief, is that humanity really needs art in this time. And with the power of us cracking open, there was another beautiful brother talking about how do we move through trauma and art, transformation, poetry, painting, movement, all the things that RelaxPansion are touching on is, I'd say, the most clearest way through that we can serve, and serve for the next generations. And so long story short, I've been on the road for 11 months now in 62 homes, including Lloyd's home, really walking through grief, but also importantly with this message that the world needs first language. But first language isn't just an album. It's really connected to all of our art. It feels like a concept that whenever art, it can be, that this world, this thing can live and breathe forever, hopefully. One last thing is that before, as artists, now we see a stage and it can be linear, right? It's like lights, and I've gotten to, as Lloyd was saying, be blessed and bless others at a lot of great stages in Red Rocks and Trevor Hall, Medicine for the People, Ayla, Rising, Appalachia. But what I will say is that there's nothing more potent than being on the ground with people. And so first language kind of touches on before, modern day music industry. Music started around a fire, so to tie that into to anyone that wants to come out, we're going to be doing that at the festival, getting on the ground with people. If you can speak, if you sing in the shower, you got a voice, you got song. If your heart's beating right now, you got rhythm, that's the African proverb. So what we're doing in these experiences and at this festival is amplifying that and bringing it out of you all. So be ready. Get ready.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Max. Your energy is great. Your love of community and music and is just awesome. And Max is going to do another song for us a little bit later on in the show. So thank you, Max, and let's all support your work. And God bless you. Thank you. That was really, really fun. And thank you all of your friends who joined you. And we'll see you guys in a little while.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, you guys.
So beautiful.
So great.
Hey, Lloyd, this is another one of those opportunities where both you and I love Josh Jaffe, and Josh is next. Josh has been on the show a few times in support of different people that he's worked with. He's like the Mr. Support person, You're just so beautiful in that way, Josh. You really are. And I really honor and respect you for that. Lloyd, what do you want to... what would you like to say to embarrass Josh tonight?
This is very relevant. Joss could be considered the co-founder of the festivals that I've done. So I was visiting him over there in Berkeley. He was moving stuff out, and we were talking. I said, I have this crazy idea. I want to put on a festival in Ashland. I didn't even live here yet. And he gave me a lot of support. It was called Bhakti Village. It was much more focused in that broad arena. But that was the birth of RelaxPansion. Before RelaxPansion had ever come out of my mouth, since I had the amazing joy of inventing something in this life. But Joss brings the best energy, and he's so skilled and versatile. He's part of the house band. He plays everything you'd ever need in a band. And so to follow his new music, and we did a show here before the pandemic was actually complete. The pause button had not been lifted. There were a few sort of casualties around that, but nothing serious. And so we have a long journey of sharing ingenuity and joy and music. I know it's my first love. It's my first language. But anyway, just to have you here and to have you coming to Ashland, playing many, many roles, I'm stoked. Whatever you got today, bring it, baby.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Lloyd. It really warms my heart. And yes, I was thinking about that just today. You came to my house. I was moving out. In the middle of moving out, Lloyd came over and I gave him a bunch of plants. Do you still have those plants, Lloyd? I gave him all kinds of big plants and books and CDs and records. And he just came to my house and we started visioning together. It was like this liminal moment, like in between the night and the day. And it was so beautiful. I think I'm in a very, very small club of people. It might just be Lloyd and myself who have been at every single RelaxPansion and every single Bhakti village. So I'm just so happy to be a part of this community, and honoring Lloyd's vision for holding through all these different layers. And I just want to take a moment to also acknowledge all the artists and musicians here and everyone watching, because we've all been through so much in the last 2 years. And we've all had those moments where we've met those walls and the resistance and the challenges, and we made it through it. We're all here right now. So I just want to acknowledge and honor everyone for holding that vision and holding that love. And this song speaks to that. Lloyd and I also share a love of reggae music. So this is from one of my favorite reggae artists. It's more of a soul kind of a song, but it's a beautiful reggae artist. So here we go. Imagine living in a world where there is no war. And imagine living in a world everyone knows what they're living for. Oh, what a holy world it will be, a world of love and peace. Yeah, 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 where no evil can abide, only righteousness increase. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can do it if we only believe. Yes, we can do it if we only agree. It's your world and mine. Your world and mine. Your world and mine. Oh, your world and mine. Imagine that everyone could give as much as they'd like to get. Ooh, and imagine that everyone could learn to show each other respect. Ooh, what a wonderful world it will be, a world of love and peace. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, what a beautiful world. I ask you, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Well, we can do it if we all agree. Yes, we can do it if we just believe. It's your world and mine. Sing it with me. It's your world and mine. Oh, oh, it's your world and mine. Oh, no, your world and mine. One love.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Joss. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Joss plays so many different types of music. And one of the things I just discovered tonight when we were talking before the show is he has a beautiful new version of the Mula Mantra. The Mula Mantra is just so beautiful. You can find it on Spotify, TikTok, Bandcamp, iTunes, Apple Music. My God, you're everywhere, Joss. You are absolute. Look at all the places where you can get his Mula Mantra. So that's definitely something to do. And Debbie is that wonderful person who makes all the links happen. Wave, Debbie, you're on camera right now. So we love Debbie. We appreciate her. And she's putting into the chat box and into also Unify, where you can get all of the links for Joss's music. And Joss is going to be back to close out the show. He's going to play a final song for us in a little bit. So, Joss, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Scott.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to you for a minute here, Lloyd. Wow, what a wonderful community. We are very, very blessed. And I know that this next person you're about to introduce is somebody very precious. Those of us in the Zoom room met him during the early show. Tell us all about your beautiful friend, Michael Allen.
You don't find me speechless often.
And Lloyd, your volume's really low.
Let's do this. I can't make it any louder.
Do you know how to go into your Zoom settings and just increase your microphone? If you go to the audio settings, it's just to the right of the mute button, and click audio settings and just increase your input on the microphone because it's just been a little bit too low. And people want to hear you. They want the complete Lloyd experience.
It's way gone.
It's not letting us click it though.
Automatically. That's the
Here we
deal.
go. How's that?
Oh, much better. Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah,
Right, we're
okay.
alive here.
Yes. All right. What was the question?
You're introducing Michael Allen, and he's on camera with you.
Oh, yes. Well, Michael has been, besides a dearest brother and a great friend, a complete inspiration in my life. The one incident I want to refer to is we were sitting in my hot tub in San Anselmo, and Michael joined me there, and he was sharing about returning from Southern California, where he had the foresight and courage to speak at his father's funeral, at his memorial. And I was very inspired by that. I was in awe of the whole idea. And not long after that, my father passed away. And I don't know if I would have done it otherwise, but on the plane up to Seattle, I wrote some notes, I still have them, about what I wanted to share to really honor my father in the most righteous, truthful way. And I remember it was in the temple there. People were pouring out of the back door. My father was very loved and beautiful, and he had a kind of a hard second half of his life. And I got up there, and my whole family, my mom and my son and my sisters and everyone was sitting in the front row. And I went in to speak to the rabbi beforehand. And I said, "Is it okay if I speak?" He said, "That'd be great. I'm not really feeling well, so you can have the whole thing," which I didn't. But I got up there, and with my scribble notes, I was able to really honor my father, to speak about what he loved, to speak about what was difficult, to speak about my relationship with him. And I wouldn't have done that without Michael. And that's just one example of the many ways in which we have served each other. We've had a couple small skirmishes, just to deepen, but it's been really just blessings and seeing each other and knowing that no matter what happens, that we have a dear best friend to turn to. That's what I want to share. So thanks for coming on, Michael. Thanks for coming to Ashland again. We love to have you. I believe we're sharing my bedroom this time because there's no holds barred. There's no limits on this kind of love.
You're up, Michael.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm just feeling the gratitude of this experience coming together. It's been a couple years where we were given the unfortunate invitation to cocoon. And I think that I'm really, really grateful for the pandemic because it forced me to cocoon. It forced me to find my butterfly. And in that time where we were isolated, to go inside and find the deeper part of me, to go inside and find how to really make the connection between self and spirit and others. It happened in that isolation. So to come out and, as Scott said, to be able to see people physically and to hug them and to say hello, it really will gratify all the inner work that I've done personally in the last 3 years. And the freeness of being out and enjoying other people, I look forward to that. And I'm the butterfly right now. You know, I have some amazing things that have been cultivated in this last 2-3 years, and I can't wait to let them roll out of me. And Jaffe will be all about the imagination to start and move into, you know, really talking about emotional intelligence. I work with a charter school here in Fresno, and I started out as a massage therapist, and that was a big time in my life. I met Lloyd because I was seeking out music for my massage therapy practice, and I moved from Los Angeles to the Bay Area and was looking for a place to create more music, have more music. And I ended up flying to New York and doing a workshop there. I see a flyer for Backroads Music, Corte Madera in New York, walking down Manhattan, walking down, I forget this, Avenue of the Stars. And I picked up this flyer and, Lloyd was all over it, his name. And lo and behold, I come back to Marin, and Lloyd's sister was one of my clients. I had no idea. But she had all of his music in her home, and she says, are we going to play music? I'm like, yeah, I got some music. And then I looked on her wall, and her wall was full of music. And I go, what kind of music do you have? She put on this great music, and it kept going and going. And I'm like, wow, this music is amazing. Then she says, yeah, my brother owns this company called Backroads Music. And I'm like, get out of here. So she called her brother, and I went over and met Lloyd. And to find that flyer in New York and to have that music company right there in Corte Madera, after I had moved and from a major transition in my life, this was a meant-to-be relationship. It was not a happenstance. It was a definite intention that we gather. So we continue to do our dance of love humanity in our own ways, and to do it together is always exciting. So I'm going to start off with a story about the imagination when I get there, and about all of us, and move into talking about emotional intelligence and how I use those qualities of responsibility, energy, awareness, mindfulness, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs. And I talk to young people about those things. So instead of being a therapist, I'm an emotional intelligence coach. I don't talk about people's problems. I talk about their potential and about their absence of understanding that they are potential and that they are the creators of their life. And the world is very deceiving in a lot of ways with the way it treats all human beings around their health. The mind is amazing, and we're spending a lot of time on symptoms, stories, and conditions, and I would encourage us all to spend our intelligence on our unlimited potential and what's possible. And a lot of that, if not all of it, comes through our imagination. So I'm excited about this fest. I've been having these visions of just seeing love and play all over the place. Like people are happy, people are in joy, people are glad to see people, people are singing and dancing and eating and feeling cozy. I've just been having visions like that. That's been really good lately, considering some other things we could be paying our attention to in social media and the news. So this is going to be an amazing party, dance, ceremony, sacred gathering. And I'm grateful to be part of it and to see what comes out of me. You know, I haven't spoken in front of a large group in a long time. And to be physically in front of people again speaking is going to be really interesting because Zoom has been my best friend, like everyone else's, for 3 years. So it'll be great to be in the energy. And I'm looking forward to that as well. So I look forward to seeing you all there and having playtime, fun time, heart time. So let me just invite you all into my latest passion. And my latest passion is doing work with Heart Math, the Heart Math Institute. I was introduced to the educational director of Heart Math by one of my very good friends, Gary Malkin. He insisted, and he made it happen. And when I started working at this school last year permanently, or as an employee, I met the educational director and got a lot of inspiration from the research around heart math. And the one little tool that I use with all of my students and staff is heart-focused breathing. People come into my office and they start talking, and I say, hey, hang on. Let's sit. Let's come into coherence. Let's breathe first. And just a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it centers and absolutely redirects all intentions. So as I close, I'd like you all to simply, with your eyes open, just breathe into your heart. Deeper and slower than you normally would. And with your eyes open, staying present to just breathing into your heart. And allowing your mind to slow down as your focus is breathing into your heart. Thank you. We've been spending so much time on using the brain to grow that we have forgotten that the heart itself puts out a magnetic frequency that is far greater than the brain. And that if we put our focus on our heart, we absolutely take the pressure off of our mind, our brain. So thank you all for doing that with me, and I look forward to dancing in the mountains soon.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's beautiful meeting you. We have a lot in common. Gary Malkin's been on the show many times. He's a good friend. I've known Gary forever. I grew up in Granada Hills. I saw you went to Cal State Northridge. And I teach emotional intelligence. So looking forward to meeting you when we get to Ashland. We've got a lot to... We've probably, been crossing... We probably sat next to each other at Agape many times, So anyway, it's great to meet you.
My pleasure.
I'm going to go to your buddy Lloyd here to see if anything you want to add, Lloyd, about what you just experienced with Michael.
I'm just blessed and honored to know this beautiful man as my friend. So many years and so many more. So much more beauty to share. And he was one of my first insight invites.
Beautiful.
I wanted Michael here so I could share what I know of this man with everybody that comes.
Yeah, what a beautiful heart and what a beautiful example of the kind of love energy that we're all going to be experiencing in Ashland. So thank you. Hey, it's time for some more music, and it's time for some more Jamishka. And so welcome back, you two beautiful souls. So grateful to have you with us tonight. And it's always like, okay, what's Jamishka going to do this time? Because you guys are so unique. It's so diverse. What do you got this time?
The first thing.
Well, we're gonna do a song called Mystic, which I feel is very appropriate for
Indeed.
this time tonight, and because we're all here together as mystics together, and especially in our mystic hearts, and really feeling into that, really grateful for that meditation, and so grateful to be sharing music here and at RelaxPansion Fest, and being able to spend more time with Lloyd and just getting to know him more, and just really appreciating all of the love and dedication and joy that he brings just by gathering us all together and sharing our passions. So thank you.
And I couldn't possibly imagine a better person to follow. So thank you very much for that wonderful, heartfelt share. That was really powerful work. And yeah, you just gave us some extra juice. So thank you. And may we give it back.
Listen in, let the day begin as it fades away. Let's begin, you want to win, but will you play? Just in time. So you want to be a mystic today? Well, the world can tend to miss this, but hey, you can try, we can try, and we just might, just get by, but high, can you only look down? There's a hole on the soul where they open you up, and it goes so much further than that till we Now you sing with us, we can still hear you. You'll have more chances. Listening, I hear the ring when I hold my tongue. Traveling, I need to sing that songs be sung. Just in time. So you want to be a mystic, okay? Well, the world can tend to miss this, but hey, you can try, You can try, we can try, and we just might just get by, but how can you only look in? There's a hole in your soul where they open you up, and it goes so much further than that till we join us, sing with us, sing with us. And we may not have the words, we may not have the language, but if we can get around, then maybe we can found it. And if all we need to do is sing, that's all we need to do. It means everything. It means everything. It means Never stop, never stop singing.
Ah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Wow. You guys, how do two people make so much music? And it's just incredible. Absolutely love you guys so much.
We feel the
Wow.
same way.
Yeah. Wow. You know, we talked a little bit about the art gallery that they've got going on, the artist showing, and I want to let people know a little bit more about the incredible artwork that they do. If you go to ishkala.com, that's spelled ISHKALHA.com, definitely make sure you put in your name so that they can keep you updated. And they do this incredible, beautiful artwork. I've been at it successfully. I'm very happy about that. I'm going to get a discount code. So you all can get discount codes by going to that website. Um, and tell us a little bit about the artwork that you do.
I need to say one very important thing. We do many arts and many forms and have many hands and many hats, but the paintings are that one. We have many arts, but the painting is.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have the show coming up at the Apothecary and also at RelaxPansion Fest. I'm really excited to meet with the other artists who are gonna be there, including Lindy Kehoe, I believe, and some other wonderful artists, and just create a really beautiful experience for people to commune with the art. And it's my greatest passion and pleasure in life to be able to help people connect more deeply to their mystic heart and to really be able to expand into the multi-dimensional nature of our being and our universe, and to be able to tap into more magic. And what does more magic look like? What does more magic feel like in our lives? How does that bring us into these states of awe and wonder when we behold something so beautiful, a newborn baby, a beautiful piece of art, a beautiful sunset, love between people? All of these different experiences and ways that we are able to feel unity. And when we bring enough presence, when we're in those states of awe and wonder, it immediately brings us into a state of presence, because all of a sudden our thoughts just kind of evaporate. So that's what my mission has been, to be able to create works of art like that, that gives us an opportunity to experience more our infinite nature.
And as you're talking, I'm pulling up some of this amazing artwork that you've done. And again, you can find this by going to the website. I mean, look at some of these paintings; they're so incredible. And many of them are sold, but some of them are still available, and people can actually buy them online. And you've got so many different things here that are just exquisite, absolutely beautiful. So, wow, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, for anybody who is near the Ashland area, again, don't miss June 4th, this reception they're going to have. And you can hear them play music live. I mean, talk about double duty. Her artwork is there, and you can hear them play live. So that's going to be pretty amazing. And of course, we're all going to be together in Ashland for RelaxPansion. So it's beautiful, and it's so important for us to support our artists and to support this beautiful couple. So whether you're buying their artwork or supporting their music, let's really let's be very generous in supporting our artists. It's really, really important.
Thank you, Scott. And I also want to take this moment to say something that everyone I know here is feeling all the time, is that you are an incredible sharer of others, and the love that you bring to everything is unique and quite special. And so thank you for that, bringing that light to amplify all the light.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, we're all in community together. We're all in this incredible, beautiful community together. And so, love you guys. I'll see you in a few weeks. And speaking of community, I get to turn it over to a wonderful community builder. This is Tangela, and some of you have seen her on our shows before. And next weekend, it's all about Soul Search, her amazing organization. And Tangela has put together a really amazing organization. And we're going to be highlighting it just like tonight we've been highlighting RelaxPansion. Next week, we're going to be highlighting Soul Search. And there's a little video that I'm going to play, and then we're going to hear from Tangela. But this will tell you a little bit about Soul Search.
During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness, where people from around the globe like you come together for spiritual exploration. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. You can explore high vibrational online and in-person spiritual events across the globe. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Build your credibility with a robust profile that demonstrates your expertise and experience. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. As our gift to the Global Peace Tribe, we have created a group in the Soul Search community where Global Peace Tribe members can connect, share, and create together for the global consciousness awakening. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.io today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of our high vibrational community for the global awakening. We're excited to be connecting with your soul and radiant light.
So that's a little bit about Soul Search. And Tangela, I know you've put together a really exciting weekend for next weekend. All three shows, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, are dedicated to Soul Search. So tell us a little bit about what you've got planned.
Yes, thanks so much, Scott. We're super excited to be having our Soul Search weekend coming up on Awakening World. We have on Friday night, our theme is Healing in the New Paradigm, and we're going to have Peter Sterling, who many of you may know as the brilliant harpist who heals with his music, but he's also going to be sharing his healing modalities and practices through his art and his Merkaba work. And we have Deva Vidya, who is a shamanic priestess, who will be sharing her healing, as well as Mark Simzak, who runs the Sedona Quantum Consciousness Center, where we can take a look at some of the next level new technologies for healing in the new paradigm. So that's just our Friday night show. And then Saturday and Sunday, we have scheduled a whole show on co-creating in the new paradigm, where we're bringing together a lot of our amazing teachers, guides, healers, and musicians, talking about what it means to co-create a new earth, co-create a spiritual community, and what we're all doing together and how that works with all of the collaboration and with all of the friendship and all of the spiritual soul connections that we have and that we're continuing to make through Soul Search and through all these other ways. And Sunday, we have a great show about ascension in the new paradigm and what that means, which includes Suzanne Ross and Raquel Spring, astrologer, and Kalina Melnar, as well as musical artist Andrew Daniel Cates. So we have like a really exciting whole weekend coming up. We have amazing musical guests on Saturday too, including Jaya Lakshmi, Cornflower, Neil Gar from Portal to Ascension. He's going to be doing his spoken word. So we just have an amazing whole lineup of people with all types of incredible gifts that they're going to be speaking about and sharing all weekend.
Wow, I'm really looking forward to collaborating with you. You got a hard act to follow, after being with Lloyd, but I think you'll be able to pull it off.
I think
And
so, and we're excited about it.
And look at all these amazing people that are going to be with Tangela and I next weekend, including Cornflower, one of our favorite musical artists, Jai Lakshmi, and so many others. So thank you so much for putting that together. Thank you. I know you're at a Fantuzzi concert right now.
Yes, I am at a
So
Fantuzzi concert in Sebastopol, which is really, really fun. Again, here in person in spiritual community, which is always great, but also connected with everyone online and every other.
beautiful. Thanks for popping out for a moment. Give Tuzi a hug for me. I'm going to
Thank
see him on
you.
Wednesday night here in Nevada City. Tangela, thank you so much, and we'll
Oh, fun.
see you
Thank
next
you.
weekend. All right. God's blessings.
Bye. See you.
It's going to be really, really fun next weekend. So definitely make sure you join us. And there's so many things going on in our community, and we really are all about letting people know about what's going on, keeping everybody updated. And there's a couple of other things I want to definitely make sure that everybody knows about. And one of those things is making contact. And of course, many of you know Deborah Giusti, my person that I did Saturday Night Live with. And she and Alan Steinfeld, who's a longtime friend of mine, are putting together this amazing series called Making Contact. And Alan's really got his finger on the pulse of what's happening with the UFO field. So if you go to makingcontactseries.com, and that's where you can learn all about this 5-part series starting on June 2nd. That's next Thursday night. And they've got amazing people coming in who are going to be sharing. I mean, look at the list. They've got Danny Sheehan, Linda Moulton Howe, Whitley Strieber, JJ and Desiree, all the really leading people. Adam Apollo, Marina Seren. Most of these people I know, and they're all remarkable. So definitely want to encourage you to participate in the Making Contact series starting next Thursday night. And again, Debbie will put details into the chat box for us. It's going to be a really, really special series. So welcome, everybody. And then finally, the last thing that I want to mention to people is obviously what's going on in the world is very dynamic. And now more than ever, our prayers for peace are really important. And there's a movement that a lot of our friends are involved in, which is praying for peace when you can at 8 p.m. And isn't it interesting that right now it's 8:02 p.m., so we pretty well timed it. Right now, around this time, 8 p.m. in every time zone is when people are tuning in and praying for peace. Now, you can pray for peace anytime during the day, but send your vibe to 8 p.m. So in other words, we're all kind of creating a group consensus. We know that in quantum physics, we all have the power of intention. So just always, whenever you're praying for peace, visualize that it's 8 p.m., that you're part of this 8 p.m. movement. And it's kind of a way of us all coming together in community to pray for peace and visualize peace. And it's always important to visualize, to feel in our body, what does it feel like to be living in peace? So I want to encourage all of us to do that. So thank you, everybody, for your prayers for peace. We are indeed the global peace tribe, aren't we? So thank you very much. All right, I'm going to go back to you, Lloyd, for a moment. You're on camera, and we are kind of in the home stretch here. And your buddy Max, I think, is going to do another song for us.
Oh, I'm happy about that. So good. It's been a brilliant show, Scott. Co-hosting with you is a great joy and privilege, and to see the dimensionality of this vision coming to life, RelaxPansion Fest, and everyone last night, this evening, everyone that's presenting is sharing such beauty, and that I got to be the person making the invitations. It's very humbling. And not done yet. We've got tomorrow morning.
That's right. Actually, since you mentioned it, I have right here. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have Shyla Ray, who's going to play a couple songs for us, your friend Victoria Markham, and also an amazing pre-record with Zarina. Wait until you hear the music she creates with her mouth harp. I promise it's unlike anything any of you have ever heard before. And so Lloyd and I are going to be back together tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock East Coast, with my Sacred Sunday show with Shyla and Victoria and Zarina. It's going to be a really fun show. So thank you, Lloyd, for reminding us to let people know about it.
There's one thing that I do that's unusual as a conductor, since I'm not really a producer. What I produce is already in existence, but I do get to bring it together and host. And I think I'm the only one of those kind of people that put their phone number on every flyer and every postcard and all over our website. So if anybody in our beautiful listening audience wants to call, ask questions, find out more about RelaxPansion Fest, something specific or personal that they'd like to present to me or share with me, I'd be really pleased about that. I consider myself very available, and my practice is receiving. So let's check it out. And we can do it together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Thank you. And we really enjoyed working with you and all the people you've brought to the table. Beautiful, beautiful souls. Including Max, who has got a beautiful instrument in his hand. What you got there, Max?
Hey, Scott. Thanks for having us, too. This is called a flugelhorn. I haven't made it to Lloyd's level of handing my number out yet, but I just want to say I'm blessed to be in his and our presence here. Just seeing behind the scenes how many hours and blood, sweat, and tears that he and us are put into this event, especially Lloyd. So just want to share that. Really excited to see all of you on these screens at the event with our bare feet, swimming in those mineral springs. Can you remind me who was speaking? A good friend. Michael, I just wanted to say also many blessings on your words. Really moved me, and I think a lot of us, this has been a really cool show, Scott, of kind of this depth of praise and also a little bit of grief, because we all have gone through a lot, like we've all said. And I love that analogy of the cocoon. The band that was just supporting me, we riled them up in 5 minutes to play Thank You. And I was going to run down for another song, but I figured after Michael spoke, I just wanted to share a little short and sweet melody from First Language. It's the title crack. And that's actually interesting because it takes a lot of us have been cracking open, right, in a different way. And it takes a lot of courage. There's a Lakota elder, Uncle Doug Goodfeather, who speaks on the relative on First Language, and he says, the deepest journey is from our mind to our heart. And when he spoke that to me, and also this band I was touring with 5 years ago, I was like, oh, that's beautiful. But then when you actually like walk through your own journey of cocoons, I was like, okay, this is what he's talking about. And but with that, I also just have faith in meetings like this, in RelaxPansion, in these events that are catered towards growth, and not just partying. I just want to say that a lot of events put a lot of that out there, and part of the reason why I'm bringing my band is because I believe in visions where we're creating health as well. So I just wanted to add that to the pot because I've played a lot of festivals that are the opposite of that. So this melody you'll hear is it's a 9-minute song. I'm not going to play for 9 minutes, just play for a second here. But First Language, the title track that you pulled up, Scott, there's a lyric that I just wanted to share that Saida Wright sings, a beautiful gospel singer. And she says, now you're here in this world. It might seem cold. The light might seem dim, and all that's left is a hymn. Song is here to remind. You were born a miracle. You're still here, a miracle. So come take my hand, don't be afraid, everything will be all right. And so this is the melody that goes with that. And if anyone hears that now or later, would love for you to actually hear this full piece. It's such a journey on first language that we'll be playing here.
And here's all the places you can get First Language by Max Ribner. First Language by Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer. I've never even heard of Deezer, and iHeartRadio. So you definitely have it everywhere, Max, which is great.
Bandcamp, support Bandcamp. They support the musicians, as far as I know, unlike any other platform.
All right, well, that's good to know. So Bandcamp is the place to go to get First Language by Max Ribner.
Endorsed by the Music Guy.
Yeah, and Scott, there's 50 artists on there with horns, strings, and choir, and definitely a big vision where, you know, you speak a vision out loud for years. This is going to happen, and you watch it materialize. So, you know, everyone here, we all know the artist or artists to come. You know, keep speaking your dreams, and things will come into fruition. You just don't know how they'll come, you know. So I just wanted to share one other thing that we just put out, this really cool clip on YouTube that's 15 minutes of First Language Live, and it correlates to RelaxPansion. Is I wanted to have this moment where all the artists could circle, and we were in the recording studio, because a lot of art nowadays is multi-tracked, which means at different times in the studio. And it was a powerful moment, vamping, looping 3 chords, and you can find it, just type in Max Ribner First Language Raw Live and Improvise. And I wanted to share that is because we'll be having a few moments at the festival where part of First Language is, here's the part, but let it come through, you know, and that's as kind of helping direct this music. That was the main message. So I'm really looking forward to what the butterfly will speak, Michael, and all of us what will come through, because a lot of us, you know, we have this idea, but you know, what will come after RelaxPansion, so, and what will come in the world. So,
and so since Bandcamp is the way we want to do it, I've actually pulled up the link. There's Bandcamp. Make sure you follow Max. I gotta log in. And you know, follow him and buy the album. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to buy the album, and let's see, where do we go down here? Buy signed First Language album.
There's the digital. Scott.
Yes.
I'm going to mention that number there is because of the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it, and you know, a lot of times music is free, but you know, so I just wanted to clarify there, you know, so a lot of times music is $11, but because this was 8 years of writing and so many artists and studios, and that artwork is by Rudy Gutierrez, who does a lot of work with Santana. If you check out Carlos Santana records, I just happened to hit him up and he said, yes, I love this vision. So when you see that cover, you'll notice the from womb to life. Yeah, like for being born a miracle out in the world, remembering that we're a miracle, because a lot of us, we forget the miracle of life. I raise my hand to it some days, but thank God and Goddess for the sound of music, the sound of all of our voices here that remind us of that miracle of life.
Mm. Beautiful. Well, thank you, Max, for the incredible work that goes into creating something like that. And it is my pleasure to give $22 to support. And I can't wait to hear the album. And so it's going to be really, really fun. So thank you for that. You know, Max talked a little bit about the butterfly analogy, and probably every other show I talk about it, but anybody who's hearing our voices right now, you're all part of the Global Peace Tribe. You're all part of this new paradigm that we are creating. We all are, if you use the analogy of the caterpillar that's dying, the old paradigm that's dying, we are all the imaginal cells finding each other through Lloyd, finding each other through Tangela, finding each other through the Global Peace Tribe, and coming together to create the new paradigm. And I want to briefly just put a little spotlight on my good buddy Jerry, the wild Albert of the Mystic Monastery, is with us. And boy, there's a whole other thing. You know, we've done shows about it, but he's got an incredible monastery in Puerto Rico. He is the steward of 10,000 acres of pristine land in Puerto Rico, that backdrop that you're seeing. So if any of you are looking for where do I want to land, I'm ready to leave the United States. I'm ready to find community. Jerry and his mystic monastery is something to check out. And he'll put into the chat box how to get a hold of him. So, Jerry, we always love you, and it's great to have you with us. Welcome.
Incredible show.
It has been a really great show, hasn't it? Really, really fun. All right. Well, we are in the final stages. I just want to demonstrate that I now have a purchase coming. First language is on its way. So I'm excited to listen to it, Max. As soon as the show's over, I'll listen to it. So thank you. All right, Lloyd, before we go into the final song by Joss, what are any final thoughts you want to share tonight?
Yeah, I want to share very briefly. You know, I got to invent something in this life, and it's called RelaxPansion. And it didn't really exist before. And I gave birth to it so that I could learn what it means, and that someone with as much energy and everything as I do can learn to relax. So I'm going to share with you what the 3 very simple principles of RelaxPansion are. We start with number 1. Relaxation is the key. Relaxation is the key. And it's really never more than 1 breath away. Maybe 2 if it's really intense. So you can remember that anytime. It goes with you. Full breath all the way down to your belly, where it makes a little sound as if it's a beautiful cavern, all the way down. Doesn't get stuck in your chest. Doesn't have both sides of a conversation. It just drops. Second principle, curiosity is the cure. Curiosity looks very simply and only just like this. I wonder what's going to happen. Show me, because I don't know yet. And my commitment is to be present to the unfolding, so I don't miss it, so I don't miss my life, because I'm in the past and the future and figuring it out and giving it more meaning than there really is in that simple breath. Third principle, it's the easiest and the most difficult. Everything is a reason to open your heart. From that, you might understand that nothing is a reason to close it. And there used to be a festival, and then there were these ideas that went with it. Now there's these ideas which are becoming an embodiment, a body of work. And inside of that space, we're going to have the most outrageous gathering, where we gather together to get there. And that's called RelaxPansion Fest. I hope you can all come. And it's not going to be streamed. You got to be there. Because in your life, you got to be there.
Oh, thank you very much, Lloyd. And I'll go one more time to the website, RelaxPansion.com. Get your tickets. Join us. It's going to be incredible. And definitely also join us tomorrow morning. We've got a really special show planned. And go to that wonderful man that, you know, everybody loves Lloyd and everybody loves Joss Jaffe as well. Joss, thank you so much for being with us. What you got?
It's been so beautiful being with you all tonight. And I particularly want to thank Max for that beautiful song and that heartfelt sentiment, and everybody who has shared tonight, especially Michael. I very much enjoyed the caterpillar and the cocoon as well. So sending my heart to all of you and everyone listening. This is the Mula mantra, which we just remixed with Dave Stringer and DJ Taz Rashid. So I hope that you enjoy it. This is the acoustic version. Om Sat Chit Ananda Para Brahma Purushottama Param Atma Shiva Bhagavati Samhita Shri Bhagavate Namah Shri Bhagavate Om Sat Chit Ananda Para Brahma Purushottama Param Atma Shiva Bhagavati Samhita Shri Bhagavate Ananda Para Brahma Purushottama Param Atma Shri Bhagavati Samhita Shri Bhagavate Namah May the wicked become good. May the good obtain peace. May the peaceful be freed from bonds. May the free set others free. Om Swaha.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Joss. What a beautiful way to conclude. What a beautiful message. Thank you, everybody. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful souls. A big thank you to Debbie Johnston. Want to acknowledge her. Omashar, our house musician, who will be with us tomorrow, hopefully, for Sacred Sunday Show. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Please share it out with your friends, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the Sacred Sunday Show, next weekend for all of the Awakening World, and then in Ashland, Oregon, RelaxPansion. Good night, everybody.
Bless you, Scott. Thank you.
Scott.